Hi everyone, Sid back again for another shave. Today's shaving kit is entirely the same thing as last time, so I'm going to jump right into content. Today I'd like to dip a little deeper into the logical fallacies, which, as I talked about before, is the middle layer of the trivium. I'd like to go more into when to let them slide and when to call people on it. None of this is prescriptive. I'm just going to talk about my strategies of when to call people on their bullshit, basically. But I think my reasons make sense, so you know, it's up to you. The main thing, the first thing to keep in mind is what are your goals for the conversation. Obviously, not all conversations are have as a goal to explore deep philosophical truths. I personally enjoy shooting the shit every now and then. So, you know, if that's the goal, then it's not necessarily the most effective thing to call logical fallacies when you encounter them, and also to risk the fallacious fallacy, because sometimes the fallacious fallacy is accurate and it's good to call people on it, but sometimes the fallacious fallacy is itself fallacious. Let me just give you an example here. So let's see, we have my two hands are having a conversation here. So the Bible is true because it's so in the Bible. You, my good man, are committing circular logic. You're begging the question. Aha, you've just committed the fallacious fallacy. And now from there we have a turtles all the way down problem, or in this case a red herrings all the way down, or red herrings all the way to God knows where problem. And the other example, which is more straightforward, is 5 out of 5 dentists agree that 2 plus 2 make 4. You've just made it an irrelevant appeal to authority. You've committed the fallacious fallacy. So the key thing is to keep in mind that if what you're arguing is true, you should be able to argue in favor of it in a non-fallacious way. And from there it becomes a question of when to risk committing the fallacious fallacy, because sometimes when you're in the heat of the moment, you'll call someone on a fallacy even though the argument that person is arguing in favor of is true. So you're risking the fallacious fallacy. Now, me personally, it's all about what conclusion this person is arguing in favor of. So there is one argument that I will never accept in a fallacious way. Because again, like I said, if what you're saying is true, you should be able to argue in favor of it without committing a fallacy. So I'll give you some examples of the more general versions of this argument or this conclusion that I encounter. So the three main ones, there are more, but these cut a little closer to the core of the issue. There's therefore taxation, there's therefore law enforcement, and also therefore national debt. Now, these three conclusions are some more specific examples of the, in my strong opinion, false conclusion, therefore coercion. I'll have more on that in a sec. So yeah, in short, if you want to argue in favor of coercion, to me, you better damn well be able to do it without, in a non-contradictory, non-fallacious way. So some examples of like BS comments that I hear are things like, oh, we've always had a government. No. Back up the truck, get that appeal to tradition out of there, try again. And obviously, I'm typically civil and courteous when I'm doing these things. I mean, again, the whole premise behind this video is when to risk looking like a dick. And if I'm shooting it, it's obviously a concern to me. So the real key to the matter is if you want, and again, I've never encountered anyone who's been able to argue in favor of coercion in a non-fallacious way. I'm open to the possibility that it might happen one day, but the main thing the main reason why I'm surprised and I don't expect it'll ever happen is because, especially in the context of statism, it revolves around creating a special category of people who can do whatever the fuck they want, and the rest of us who just, you know, oh, it's not perfect, but it's the best system we got, and all that stuff. So, I guess this video is going to be shorter because I don't have that much to add, besides the fact that make sure also in this, as always, when you're thinking critically, to check your grammar, because sometimes the fallaciousness can come from an ill-defined term, or sometimes an undefined term. So as long as you do that, and also keep in mind what your goal is in the conversation, and if you believe in something, if you're just shooting the shit, you know, who really cares? That's how I do it anyway. And if you're not, and if it's a conclusion that's really close to your heart, or really far away from your heart, you know, it's really important to just keep in mind when to risk committing the fallacious fallacy. And again, if it's true, you can argue in favor of it without fallacies. So I'm gonna do the rest of this shave off camera. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, comment. You can follow me on Twitter at SidRockMTL, and I'll see you in the next shave. Hopefully you'll see it all, but whatever. Take care.